Good morning. Um, I'm coming to you live, more as a little bit of I guess they're called V-blogs or something. But, I will definitely put many more movement explorations in as well. Um, I just didn't come up with one for today's little talk, and I'm coming to you to talk a little bit about your superpowers. Now, I know that that is like a term that we use a lot in, the superheroes, and the superheroes are big with Marvel comics and all that stuff. So it's just kind of a nice little term, is that we all have superpowers. And we've all gained them from our life experiences, whatever those life experiences might be. And the first thing I want to mention about this is so much of our life is, or as we were growing up perhaps, was compartmentalized. We, and even as a professional, we try to carp, carp, I can't even say the word now, um, put into little boxes, different aspects of our life. And the truth of the matter is that things are porous. Now, yes, we want to have clear boundaries, and certainly, I can do more experiential around our boundaries that help us navigate our lives. Um, but so much of what we do is, okay, this is my work life, or this is my home life, this is with my children. But what have you gained either through your professional work with movement, with the body, that you use all the time in with your family? Or what have you gained from raising a family that you would like to take back into your work environment? Um, so let's look. I'll tell you a few stories that kind of relate, and I'll tell you one of my recent awareness of a superpower. And the first one is a story from years ago when I was at a presentation, and a young music therapist was stating about being jealous about one of her clients because the client was bilingual. And I stopped her in her tracks and said, "You are also bilingual because you have the language of your English, and you also have the language of music." And I think that that kind of stunned her to realize a gift and a skill, a superpower that she had. I mean, I can't play instruments like music therapists that I've worked with on and off for so long have, and I am very impressed with their skill on the instruments. Now, I have a different skill. I have a different skill in my body. So that was one way that I, wanted you to, you know, telling stories helps you think of your own stories. So, the recent experience that I've had in my own life about realizing one of my superpowers comes from both practicing as a dance movement therapist, but also as a dance improviser, like in our physical storytelling work. Because I'm an improviser, my vision has this kind of peripheral, expansive awareness, so that I'm awareness of stillness and movement and other movers in other places that aren't just, say, in front of me or even in these kind of corners. And one example is recently when we were improvising for a conference that we were uh, presenting in, and I noticed we were doing the fairy tale score, and I was improvising, and my husband was telling the fairy tale, and I immediately saw him look at his watch. So I thought, well, I better end quick. I've probably, because it was only an hour presentation, so we had to really, you know, bring the time box in. And so, so here I was noticing that, and so then I found a way to bring my improvisation to stillness and complete it. So that was a recent incident. But the bigger incident is in my new passion for scuba diving, is because I am so aware of movement and I'm sort of constantly scanning the space and the environment below and above and beside me. I am able to find many, many treasures in the sea. And that has been a pure delight to me, and my dive partners, dive buddies, have even complimented me in this ability. And um, recently we were on a dive. There were three of us, including my husband, and I told him all the things I saw, and he was disappointed that he hadn't seen any of it. Well, some of them moved rather quickly. The water wasn't as clear visibility as we can be, and some of the sightings were more vague. So I can understand why he missed them, and I felt a bit sad about it, but he does have challenges with his eyes, whereas I feel like, wow, look what capacity I have. Now, I am here to assist you as a mother who is returning to the work as a dance therapist, or maybe you're some kind of somatic practitioner or body-oriented person who really is in a space where you're longing to do that next thing, to take that next step back towards your work after really raising your family. So I'm here to help you discover, recover, remember, and really explore what are your superpowers. And so how do you want to bring that more out into the world beyond your family? So thank you very much for this live. I suppose we could, have a little bit of movement around what's my superpowers. And I mean, as I was talking about the vision, it was like really taking in, how do I have this 360, is that the right degrees? Looking around and really taking in what's around me. So thank you very much. And I will be here at some point next week as well, and I will probably have some more moving experiences for you. And I'll put a link into how you can book a free 30-minute non-obligation appointment with me if you'd like to explore more your superpowers. Have a beautiful day or evening.